Welcome back, YouTube. My name is Eric, and this is our base camp. Inside, we got everything we need for survival. And in the morning, we're going to cross Angel Pass at that notch to navigate to the most remote campsite in America. But I want to thank you for clicking on my video because with only 500 channel subscribers, I can use all the support that I can get. But I feel as though I'm being rude. Let me show you around the place. Our base camp is on this shelf high up above Spider Lakes. And civilization is a 2 days walk in that direction. And there's our fire pit. And here's our firewood. And this is our water source. But that's all you really need for a great base camp. A safe tent, a fire ring, and a close by water source. Tomorrow's hike will be the most difficult hike that I've ever attempted with a pack. And it'll take us to the most remote campsite in America. I'm very excited to share this journey with you. If you enjoy my content, don't forget to hit the thumbs up and please subscribe. Everything is packed up. Just like that, we're on the move. And this is a look at the terrain. We are just starting the very steep part right here. There's no trail. I'm gonna try to stay to the left because it looked like there was cliffs in the center up high, so this is what we're working with. It is, whoa, it is extremely steep so far and very exhausting. Oh man. And I'm trying to route find up this, staring straight into the sun. I say that we're about halfway up so far. We're still making our way into the sun. We come to this cool little grassy shelf. I stopped to take a breather, but we gotta continue on up this way. There are the cliffs out in that direction that I've been avoiding on the right side by trying to stay on the left here. It's very hard. Don't let the YouTube videos fool you that show people doing this stuff in 3 scenes and not even being out of breath. Oh yeah, it's worth it. It ain't easy. Guess you gotta choose your sucking life. Whew. Oh yeah. Ooh, a lot of spider webs between the rocks. Spiders are everywhere between the rocks. I want to take one of them to the face. I'm feeling very accomplished. We made it up to Angel Pass, and this is a look down the other side. Completely devoid of trees and life. Looks like a desolate landscape out there. We're gonna be navigating through that. It was definitely a lot of zigzagging and route finding to get up here. I love that kind of adventure. It's not gonna be easy getting down, but I think we'll make it. Took me about 1.5 hours. I'm gonna take a 5-minute break and we're gonna head on. I've been on a bunch of different mountain passes in my life, and this one is unique in that it's just solid windswept granite. Usually it's crumbly and dirty and rocky, dusty up on the top of a mountain pass, but this one is not. Angel Pass probably sees fewer people cross through it than Everest gets climbed every year. I believe my plan for heading down is to stay to the left of the first lake and then thread between the 2 lakes. And there's a gully that cliffs off out there. I want to be on the right-hand side of that. Just like that, we're on the move, going down this time. Some people enjoy this kind of route finding, boulder hopping, rock jumping, whatever you want to call it. This is my least favorite part. I'm extremely nervous when I'm doing this kind of stuff. You never know if one of them's going to wobble or you're going to get pinned underneath or you slip and hit your head and get knocked unconscious or even dead, man. These things are jagged, and so I just really take my time, and I don't enjoy it. We're still just picking our way down. I think going down's harder than coming up, and it uses different muscles for sure. And when you step on a rock and it goes wobble wobble, your heart skips a beat. We have made it down to where we are threading that green area between the lakes. It was a very difficult and challenging boulder scramble on the way down. I think it is going to be much easier going up this side. But from here, I'm hoping that we should be able to continue on between these lakes and then drop down into a canyon and follow a creek to Upper Golden Lake. These mountains over here have just been raining down chunks of granite. I can hear them tumbling down the mountains. I can't see them. We're at a safe enough distance that we can't get hit, but the sound is very eerie. I don't even know what to think of areas like this. It's so strange. I wonder if this is what Mongolia's look like. Even way up here, we get all the beautiful wildflowers. We're gonna be following the way of the water and dropping down into that gorge at the end of the lake. There's a bit of a slushy snowfield to navigate. That is Dennis Lake down there. And I got lost. So we got the map out. We don't want to be at Dennis Lake. We want to be at Upper Golden Lake, which is about 3 miles that way off trail navigation. So we're literally just going to pull a 90 and go that way. Skeet, skeet. I can't believe I did that, getting lost out here in the wilderness. It feels like I'm often lost. Maybe that's just part of the program. If you ain't getting lost every once in a while, are you really exploring? We've come across this small, unnamed lake, and that snowfield on the other side has a cross section that is 8 feet deep. But we're continuing on. We got another mile, mile and a half at least in this direction. Alrighty, we're back on course. These are lakes here. You can see them way down there. There is plenty of trees, so hopefully we can have a campfire tonight. That would be awesome. We just have to navigate down this cliff face that I'm standing on. It has been incredibly steep and challenging making it down. About halfway now. Man, I found myself in a very precarious spot. I'm up on a cliff. It's ledged out. I can't go down. It's really hard to get up. It's super muddy underfoot. I don't want to slide off of this cliff and die. Man, this sucks. I'm not having fun. Here's a look at my situation. I don't know if it shows up as I'm being stuck on a cliff. It's hard to tell depth and distance. I'm making it down. It's incredibly dangerous and difficult. There's no way I'm coming back up this way. I'm gonna have to find a different way up. I'm scared a little bit. That was a real bona fide cliff that we just navigated. That was super steep. I must have fell about half a dozen of times. Sliding, the grass gives out on you, a rock gives out on you or something. It was super duper steep. I ain't going back that way. We gotta find a different way out of this canyon. Maybe over there or something, but not that way. This spot here looks like it'll work. I'm beat. I went the wrong way, got lost. But we made it to the most remote campsite in America, Upper Golden Lake. Wow. Just in time too. Look at the clouds moving in. Man, they're flying across us. And of course it started raining as soon as we got here. So we moved our bag and stuff underneath this tree and had dinner a while. Nothing fancy. We just had ramen noodles. But it's still sprinkling. And it's very cold. I don't know. It wasn't even supposed to rain today. It's supposed to be bluebird skies. But this storm brought in rain, sprinkles, and really cold weather. So I'm not going to set up the tent yet because, well, if it just keeps raining, but then it stops in 45 minutes, I might as well just wait. But I might start a fire in the meantime because it's not raining that hard. I bet I could get a fire going in this kind of little drizzle. The rain stopped just in time for us to get our tent set up here on the most remote campsite in America, Upper Golden Lake. And we were able to get a little campfire going. So you got one happy camper here. But like I said, we only got about a half hour of daylight left. So we'll spend tomorrow exploring around. We're going to take a 0 day, leave the tent here, and we'll see what kind of trouble we can get into. Thank you guys for following along on this journey. It was a hell of a day. Should be a good one tomorrow. Stay tuned. See you then. Good night. Hey, good morning. We survived another night in the wilderness, but we need water for breakfast, so we're going to run down to the creek and get some. Here's our bear bag. And this is what I'm having for breakfast. Granola with blueberries, almonds, and milk. Small batch granola with coconut flakes, almonds, and juicy blueberries. This is where we're at on the map, Upper Golden Lake. And there's 4 lakes strung together here by a distance of about 3 miles. So that's what we're gonna do today. We're gonna go explore these 4 lakes, see what kind of trouble we can get into. We just finished up a really peaceful breakfast there on that sunny rock. And this is Upper Golden Lake. That's Mount Quintet. And there's other peaks way back in the distance back there. But our tent is set up right there. And breakfast is done, so we're gonna go explore. Like I said, we got those 4 lakes all strung together. It's about 3.5 miles one way, so it should be a 7-mile round trip. To help us out, we got this fisherman's or game trail that we can follow. This little trail doesn't show up on any maps, but it's clearly here so that the fishermen can walk between the lakes. We're gonna use this today. As I was eating my breakfast this morning, it was like the opening scene from Bambi around my tent. If you've never seen that movie, the opening scene is like a really happy forest frolic scene where all the animals are ridiculously happy. The birds are singing, the chipmunks are chipping, the squirrels are playing. Anyway, I'm sitting there eating my breakfast this morning. That's the scene going on around my tent. It was literally like the opening Bambi scene. So much fun. What a wild place here. I lost that little trail already, and we're trying to find it. But in doing so, come across another campsite here. There's firing. And a really flat spot right there. But don't get worried. Uh-oh, Eric gets lost again. I know I do get lost a lot, but it was just a little trail. It's got to be right down here. I'll find it. I'm going to drop down and pick it up somewhere. All right, we're back in business. We found the little trail. But right here is the edge of Upper Golden Lake. This is where it drains down into Lake Louise. We're gonna be following it down to Lake Louise. Saying bye to Upper Golden for the moment. Heading this way. There's been tons of trout in the water in this little delta area between Upper Golden Lake and Lake Louise. Not big ones, about 6 inches, but there's still a bunch. We've made it down to Lake Louise, which is the next lake in the string of lakes. It's a big lake, as you can see, and we are going to walk the shores. Still on this game fisherman's trail, not lost. It's amazing to me how blue and clear these waters are. I grew up in East Coast United States, and every single river is polluted. It looks like muddy brown diarrhea constantly. The fish have all died decades ago, and they're just not fun places. But you come here and you see that crystal clear blue water, and it's just breathtaking. We left Lake Louise behind us and are now traveling on this short little grassy area between the lakes. You can say bye to Lake Louise behind us there. You see a deer pop its head up? That was pretty cool getting to see that deer. And I ended up seeing another one a little further down the trail too. She ran off. And I expect to see deer here more than any other animal. At least that's what I see the scat of. There's plenty of deer scat around. I don't see any bear scat or moose scat or anything. But there's active deer in the area, and I don't announce my presence when I hike alone like some people do with the hey bear, hey bear. I want to have wildlife encounters, so I try to move slowly and deliberately, keep my head on a swivel, because I enjoy seeing wildlife, and I don't want to scare it away, but that's my prerogative. I guess occasionally I'll give the hay bear if it's extremely dense vegetation, and especially like if there's willows and a running water nearby with a creek. I'll give out a hay bear then, but normally I just like to stay quiet. That way I can have the wildlife interactions. Come across another excellent campsite. Somebody already collected a bunch of firewood. Thank you them. There's the fire ring. This is on the south end of Lake Louise. You could put your tent right there. We won't be moving, but just showing that there's more than one camping area on these string of lakes. We've made it to Golden Lake. This is our third lake on our string of 4 lakes. Not to be confused with Upper Golden Lake, where we're camped. Right on. I have lost the trail, and I think the adventure for today, at least in this direction, might be done, because I am in this thicket and I don't want to be here. I have no idea how to get around the lake down there. Everything is super overgrown and the trail just stopped. So that fourth lake, that might be the most remote campsite in America. We'll never get to it. All right, let's turn around, head back to camp. We got, I don't know, a 2-hour walk just to get back to our camp. I can see from this angle where I got choked out in those heavy willows over there. You'd need a machete to get through that. Lunchtime. Just ramen. It has been said that man cannot live off of bread alone, so that's why we invented ramen. I'm gonna enjoy my lunch on this sunny rock, and after that I'm gonna take a nap. I'll pick up with you guys after that. I know that my channel is too small to start thinking about sponsorships, but if Naps would like to sponsor me, I would accept a sponsorship from Naps. I wholeheartedly support what they have going on and can't say enough about them. Naps for everybody. My nap was super refreshing, as naps usually are, and we're still hanging out here at the corner of happiness and healthy. We got some really decent weather right now. I'd like to do some camp chores and collect some firewood so we can have a fire this evening. Luckily, I was able to find a dead tree just 100 yards up this hill. All we have to do is walk up there and collect the wood and bring it down, make a couple trips. Here's what I mean. And I have just proven the time lapse is the way to get a healthy size pile of firewood in no time flat. Normally I carry a saw with me, a Gombe Big Boy, but I knew this was going to be a long trip, so in an effort to save weight, I left that item behind. But I got a secret tip for you guys to process firewood if you got big size pieces too. You gotta find a tree with a notch in it, like this one. And we're gonna put this big stick in that notch and use leverage to break it. Might as well fill up our water while we're doing camp chores too. The Sawyer Squeeze water filter that I use to filter my water is truly life-saving technology. They distribute these around the world in places that don't have access to municipal water, and it's saving lives every day. But it does come with a gasket that goes on this end that connects to the bottle. And what happens is when you screw the squeeze on, the gasket can get stuck to the bottle there like that. And if you don't notice that and you put that down in the rushing water to collect water with that little gasket on, it could easily go flying off. And it's absolutely necessary for this to work. So be mindful of that gasket if you're using the Sawyer Squeeze. It can easily be lost and you'd be stuck in the wilderness without access to clean drinking water. The more you know. Doo-doo-doo. I'm unsure what I'm having for dinner tonight. You guys want to empty out and inspect the contents of my bear bag for entertainment? Got a brick of ramen noodles. Top ramen. Got 2 bricks of top ramen noodles. Got a Mountain House home-style chicken noodle casserole. Word up, we love those. Oh, what's this one? Dark chocolate cheesecake mix. That sounds interesting. Mountain House creamy macaroni and cheese. About a half a portion, I believe. Bag of trash. Another ramen. Half of that breakfast, the blueberry granola and milk breakfast. Hey, that's trash. Get over here. And 4 Snickers bars. So that was pretty exciting. That has to last us for tonight's dinner. And it's a 3-day hike back to the car. So I think for dinner tonight, I'm probably just gonna have a ramen. And I'll mix some of that home style chicken noodle casserole in with the ramen to stretch it. In just a quick moment, the sunshine is gone, so we jumped into action and moved all our firewood to underneath this giant pine tree. We got a nice collection. I don't want that all to get lost by a passing shower. Shoot, maybe it rains for an hour. We can still have a fire tonight as long as our firewood stays dry. That giant pine will help. The rain never did develop, although it still could, of course. We are prepared and we're prepared. It's been an hour since I put the wood underneath the tree. And dinner is prepared. It's the good noodles with the ramen noodles mixture, stretching it out. It's a really good idea. It works well. I'm gonna enjoy dinner, and if doesn't rain afterwards, we'll do dishes, Little House on the Prairie style, down in the creek, and enjoy a fire later tonight. But first, let me finish dinner. My bear bag has been hung in a tree in a galaxy far, far away. And the campfire has been lit for the night. The camping here on America's most remote campsite, Upper Golden Lake, has been spectacular. I can't recommend it enough. 5-star camping. If I can encourage even one person to make the voyage to get out here to Upper Golden Lake in Wyoming, it would just be an honor and a blessing to my heart. But the sun is setting soon. We got about 20 minutes of quasi daylight left. I'm just sitting here enjoying my fire. I can't thank you guys enough for following along. Like I say all the time, I appreciate all the channel support. I know I'm gonna sleep well tonight. I hope you sleep well tonight. Hey, good morning everybody. We got a late start today. It's almost 10 a.m. We got everything packed up and we're heading out of here today. But it's a 3, possibly 2-day walk back to the car, and I'm gonna put the camera away so I can enjoy this part of the trip myself. In closing, I just wanna say, in conclusion, you know, how grateful I am for these opportunities. I had my 44th birthday during this trip, and I can't believe that I'm still climbing over mountain passes with giant backpacks with the difficult life that I have lived. And I believe that these are the stories that I will be telling in the old folks home about the time when I got ledged up and made it anyway. And I'll have the video to prove it.
But I want to thank everybody again for all your support. I really can't thank you enough. I can use the thumbs up and the subscriptions, and leave a comment down below. I want to encourage you guys to push your safety and boundaries. The summer is almost over. Get out and do something epic, something that you'll remember for the rest of your life. You'll have no regrets. Thank you guys for following along. Until the next video, smile your way through the day. And underneath this big pine out here on Upper Golden Lake, we left a healthy fire starting package for somebody. Don't forget, there's still good people in the world, just loving on random strangers. I'll see you guys in the next video.